Weekly Outlook and Predictions, Stocks and Crypto. What up, fam? What up, fam? All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? DZ fam in the building. We the most lit. All right, what we finna do? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? Let's find out. Spy predicted a red week. We did indeed get a red week, SPY. GameStop. Clearly missed the mark on that. AMC, also a red week. Now that we had 2 red weeks in a row, can we pull off a green? That is the question. That is the question on everyone's mind. Do we bottom here and recover? I think this is an easy call. This is an easy call. Thank you, brother. I had a great Father's Day. Thank you, brother. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. All right, so just in case you guys have been living under a rock, there's a few things going on. So we have the attacks. This is definitely gonna be an issue. Did you guys really do a super chat? That's insane. Thank you, Ruben. Did not expect any super chats. Wow. Thank you, brother.
Happy Father's Day, big dog. Much love.
Super chat on a weekend. We just got a Father's Day super chat. You did. Futures are down big. Futures are down big. Red week. Red week. Futures are down bad. So there's 2 things going on. We have the No Kings protest that happened all across the USA. I don't really want to show the footage here on the channel, but you guys can look it up for yourself. But there was definitely mass protests, apparently peaceful, while they're throwing tear gas. Peaceful protest, literally while they're throwing tear gas. Yo, what? Huh? Hold on. Live Discord. Hold on. If you have any issues, you can either email me or you can simply just create a ticket explaining your issue. And then someone will fix it. But as long as you follow that video I gave you, bro, you'll be fine. So I send every single person a video. As long as you follow those steps, bro, you'll be fine. I send every single person a video. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Yeah, I send every single person a video on breaking down how to access it. It's just one simple step. So as long as you follow that step,
please help.
Putting the creative,
able to solve yet.
Posting your payment in the create a ticket section, you'll be fine. You can also create tickets to ask for help. That's what it's there for. And in the beginning of the Discord, I also have the instructions with the video inside of the Discord. Alright, futures are down bad. All right, so the only question is, will the meme stocks be able to hold up against the market falling apart? Because the market's definitely about to fall apart. So what we could have is some pullback with the general market until we see capitulation, then pop to the upside. But this week is going to be crazier than anything you guys can imagine. We're about to see SPY fall. SPY is about to tumble. Tumble. Yo, we got so many people in the building. Thank you, Marilyn Mom. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the super chats as well. You guys are wild. Got a super chat on a Sunday. Okay, so now we also have this going on as well. Bombardment strikes. Listen, the death toll is racking up, y'all. It's racking up. So this is like WW3 type-ish. And then Trump also firmly just announced that he's going to stand with Israel. So we're about to be pulled into another proxy conflict. And if you look up stock market news, it's the first thing that comes up. So this is something you need to have on your radar. The protests are not on the stock market's radar so much, but I definitely think civil unrest in the USA is also not good. You know what I mean? Now, the thing I found ironic was there was people in England protesting about no kings when they literally have a king as a leader. Pretty crazy. Anyways, I hope the family stayed safe. I hope the family didn't go out and do any dumb stuff. Didn't cause any destruction. I would hope none of the DZ fam would be that stupid. Don't be used as pawns and sheep for the government. Because all they're going to do is take our tax-paying dollars to clean everything up. Like, nobody wins here. They're just going to take our tax-paying dollars to clean everything up. Oh, it says man dies after being shot in chaotic scene at Salt Lake City. No king protest. Damn. Yeah, I just hope everybody stayed home, man. Don't be out in that nonsense. Don't be used as a pawn for the government, because it's literally being exposed that George Soros is literally behind this to destabilize America. But a lot of people are so caught up in red versus blue, that's what they want. They want you so distracted from the truth that you can't even really figure out what's really going on. So you're just like, that's the bad guy. And the other side likes, that's the bad guy. But really the bad guy's pulling the strings on both ends. So be above all of it. I'm above this. I'm above it. Be above it, baby. One nation under God. I love God. That's it, baby. As long as I have DZ fam and God, I'm cool. Now notice how even with all of this instability, Bitcoin has been holding up, guys. Bitcoin firmly detached from the market. Firmly detached. And you love to see it. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you don't mind. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Run them numbers up. Run them numbers up. Ethereum has been green while Bitcoin has been red. That's a little bit crazy. Ethereum's kind of been consolidating now. So that's the news we got to keep on our radar, guys. Basically, the Middle East conflict and then civil unrest in the USA. Stock futures are there. I think so. What we might see when it's all said and done, I'm going to go with my gut here. I'm not going to change it up. I think we might see SPY do this. It's going to push up. Stock futures are slightly, they're like even. I think we're going to push up and then drop down. Stock futures are about even right now, except for the US 30, US 500, Tech 100, up slight here. Now, if this thing escalates overnight, which it could, that's going to be a big change. And if this thing gets any further over this weekend, that's something we want to keep on our radar. So you want to keep close eye on this. As far as data drops, we don't got really too much going on. This is going to be the 16th to the 20th. So we have U.S. retail sales. We have building permits. We have an FOMC and a Fed press conference. So Wednesday is going to be big, plus an interest rate decision. This week's going to be insane. Those are the two things, though. The biggest thing is obviously going to be FOMC, Fed press conference, and interest rate decision. Wednesday is going to be insane. You probably could see a similar setup. Maybe like slight bullishness in because last week I called it perfectly. I literally called SPY to a T. I said that we would have bullishness Monday, Tuesday, and then starting on Wednesday, we would top out at 605 and then begin to pull back. And if you look at what happened, that's exactly what happened on SPY. We went up to about 605 on Wednesday. Pre-market, we hit a little bit higher, but on Wednesday, we hit 605. We topped out on Wednesday and pulled back into Friday, exactly like I said, giving us a red week. Now, I think we're going to have another red week for SPY. And I think we're going to continue to the downside. But what you could see before that is some upside heading back towards 600, maybe 602, rejecting from that level and then pulling back. So I think we're going to see more downside for SPY, in my personal opinion. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Everybody turn up. It's Father's Day, bro. Yeah, I emailed you back about the Discord, brother. I emailed you back. Also, again, creative tickets can be used to ask questions about the Discord. But as long as you put your payment in the thing, bro, you'll be straight. Like, nobody ever has any issues. I'm not saying you did anything wrong or anything like that. Maybe you just got a little confused. But as long as you put your payment in that creative ticket section, bro, we'll get you approved right away. So we'll take care of you. Don't worry about that, brother. We'll get you taken care of. We'll get you taken care of. Staff is low on the weekends, you feel me? Staff be low on the weekends, especially on Father's Day. Yeah, so we're going to get this video done real quick, and then that way we can get back to enjoying it, by the way. GME is following MicroStrategies. So if anybody doesn't understand that, I don't understand. Especially if we go into recession, Bitcoin is against the market. And if SPY starts to pull back and Bitcoin holds up, GameStop's going to rocket. The fact that if Bitcoin is truly decoupled from the market, like I believe it is, which we are seeing proved every single day, as soon as the market crashes and Bitcoin doesn't, you're going to see GameStop explode. GameStop is following MicroStrategies. GameStop is following MicroStrat. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. GameStop to pay $4.5 million in violations involving Facebook data. Uh-oh. $4.5 million, guys. They're trying to put hit pieces out against GameStop. Hey! GME hit pieces, guys. Legendary investor Jason Murdoch is betting big on this hidden gem. What does this have to do with flying car stock? What does this have to do with AMC? What does this have to do with AMC? What the f does this have to do with AMC, cuz? What up, Zelly? Zen. Cardano ADA. US dollar still underneath. Yo, did you guys see GameStop's cost to borrow? And then this is the week, guys. June 20th is finally coming. Will we see anything or will we not? Mountain of calls. $4 million short shares for AMC. This is the week, guys. It's finally coming up for June 20th expiration, and it's OPEX. I think OPEX is this week, and we have FOMC, guys. This is going to be crazy. Red week for SPY, green week for AMC GME. AMC and GME have to recover this week, guys. So I'm going green for both and red for SPY. Guys, we literally have GDP, or we literally have FOMC, Fed interest rate decision, OPEX, Fed press conference, building permits, housing starts all in one day. Oh my God, bro. Look at AMC. AMC's ready to recover. I'm sticking with my heart on this one with what I see. I'm not gonna let the market scare me. I see bullishness. I see this bullish pop. I see we closing above 315. I see GameStop closing above 22.14 by the end of the week. I see SPY closing lower than 597. So that has to be red for SPY, green for AMC and GME. From what I see, bro, AMC is bottomed. AMC's bottomed and GameStop is bottomed. So AMC is bottomed. I think AMC, this 315 is going to be the low, and we're going to start moving up this week. Let's verify this. That's going to be on the 19th. Oh my God. And it's a short week. What type of madness are we going to see? Maybe I can work on my class that day. Perfect. Perfect. Another day to work on the class. Once I had one of those days, bro, I finished so much of it in one thing. Thank you. All right, man. This is going to be crazy. Yo, so what if we explode because it's a short week? What if we explode because it's a short week? Futures are down. I think by it's all said and done, though, we see like a slight recovery to drop. SPY is going down now overall. See you, Bano. Thank you for hitting like and coming in. Alright, I'm going to try to make this video. This is the week where we could see, I don't know, supposedly craziness just based off this options chain, but I'm not going to hype everyone up over options chain, but the cost of borrow did spike up too, and it is a short week, so I am looking at all of those things. It's a short week. The cost of borrow spiked up. Last time cost of borrow spiked, we seen GameStop pump. And SPY could pull back massively, seeing a liquidity squeeze. V-dub short squeeze. Cue the V-dub short squeeze. Market crashes. Stock squeeze. I mean, it happens. I don't know if we'll squeeze, though, man. I don't know if we'll squeeze, but let's see what happens this week, guys. It's a short week, and it's finally June 20th expiration. If we get a gamma ramp, we will go. And last time we rallied, it was when GameStop pulled back. So last time we rallied is when GameStop, it rallied a little bit, dropped down, and then we squeezed. I mean, it almost looks the same as this. Look. This part looks like this part. We squeezed right here. Last time cost to borrow was this high. Well, cost to borrow was higher, but it spiked like this. I'll show you guys. We don't see cost to borrow this high until that time where the volatility came. You see? Cost to borrow went above 3% here on 5.8, 5.3. That's when GameStop pushed up. I mean, all of this to me, this has to mean something. It has to. The free name. No. This is the week if we find out if the options chain is fire or nothing burger. This is where we find out this week. Alright, I'm going to start the video. How long have we been live? 34 minutes. It feels like longer. Alright, so I do ask you guys, if you don't mind, when the video drops, just pressing a like on it. I'd appreciate it. All right. So this is for all the bananas. This week is for all the bananas. Nothing burger or something burger. All right, man. I'm ready to figure it out. I hope you guys are too. We're gonna find out what this week. This week is literally gonna be insane, no matter what. Though it's either gonna be really good or really bad. I'm hoping it's really bad for SPY and really good for AMC and GME. We literally have FOMC. We literally have FOMC. We have the Fed. We have a Fed press conference. So Powell's going to be speaking on top of a Fed interest rate decision. So Fed Powell's going to be speaking after the interest rate decision. And you guys know how that can be. Like, you could literally get a dump on the interest rate or a pump when Powell talks. Now, they're expecting rates to stay the same. So as long as rates stay the same, we should be fine. But that's not to say, like, we can't be, like, flat. We can't be flat heading into it and then, like, Powell start talking and we start dumping. But I think we're going to see a red week unless somehow they do something to pump the market. If they were to cut rates for whatever reason, like, you would see the market go up. If they were to raise rates, you would see the market go down. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think rates are going to remain the same. As far as the press conference, whatever Powell says there could either pump or dump the market. I think we're going to see downside based off just too much global instability right now, on top of all of the uncertainty with the tariffs. There's just too much going on. People are not long-term investing, and I think some of the big money is starting to see the writing on the wall, and they're slowly exiting, and that's why we're seeing these massive rallies to the upside, as they need buyers to exit their large positions. So that's why I believe we're seeing these multiple rising wedges form. As they run the market up and get it overvaluated, the market crashes, so they know, hey, it's time. So they pump it one more time so they can all get out, and then whoever doesn't get out here gets trapped, and we come down. This rising wedge is about to break down for SPY, and this is going to be absolutely devastating. NASDAQ yesterday or last week just made a gravestone doji on the daily time frame with red MACD, RSI trending down, and it's breaking down out of a rising wedge. This is a huge indication that we are going to be seeing a lot more downside for the overall market. And I told you guys, once NASDAQ starts to roll over, SPY is going to start to roll over in a big way. So we are going to see the markets pull back. The question is, are meme stocks going to pull back with the general market, or are they going to be able to hold up? I think they'll be able to hold up, but you could see the market as normal kind of provide a little bit of a headwind for AMC and GME. Now, people often get confused on what do I mean it's going to be good if the market crashes. I mean just that. I mean the market actually crashing, okay? So if you see SPY absolutely dumping, and I'm not talking about just for one day, I'm talking about for weeks. I'm talking about like when we had here, when we got margin called, okay? When SPY was down here and we were absolutely dumping day after day, week after week, this is when margin calls started to happen, okay? That's when we could see a squeeze for AMC and GME, if that is the case. I'm not even saying a market crash 100% guarantees a squeeze. Nothing is guaranteed in the stock market. But if you are going to see some type of squeeze, it would be during a large pullback with a margin call event. That margin call could be the trigger that could squeeze shorts, especially if price on the meme stocks were to be going up around that time. So very interesting setup. We have a crazy setup for this week. Again, this is macro forward looking. This is just going to be the beginning of SPY pulling back. SPY is going to be pulling back for quite some time, as I do think we're going to be headed back down towards these lower levels here, moving down here and then breaking down. So I think we're going to be moving down, potentially even making a lower low. As SPY made a lower high here, I think we'll make a lower low. So SPY is going to be breaking down like I said it would, guys. So this is what I'm looking at overall as far as macro SPY is concerned. Now, meme stocks, GameStop has been trending up. GameStop recently had a pullback after a convertible bond offering or no offering. If you guys don't know about this, you guys need to catch up. I did post about this. They got a great deal, in my personal opinion, and they're going to be performing the same type of maneuver as MicroStrategies. And I talked about this on a short video that I posted on my channel. If you guys want to check that short video out, you guys can. But basically, I broke down, and I talked about it on stream as well. So that's why I didn't really make a whole video about that. But basically, I broke down how. So right here, you can look. I'm trying to find the. Right here, this one. This one right here. Yo, I don't know if anyone knows this, but GameStop is copying a very specific strategy. Let me show you. So GameStop is doing exactly what MSTR MicroStrategies is doing. It's literally using this money to buy Bitcoin. Okay, and I want to show you guys MicroStrategies valuation. MicroStrategies is worth $382 right now. Okay. Let's say GameStop were to be a profitable company, which it did beat earnings 4 times in a row. So GameStop improves itself as a company and holds a ton of Bitcoin. That makes GameStop a game changer. MicroStrategies does the same thing and takes these convertible notes and then buys Bitcoin with the money. These are basically 0 to no interest loans. This deal is extremely good that GameStop got, and it's wild that we're seeing. So GameStop is literally emulating the same strategy, and it's now come out that GameStop does plan to use this money for corporate investments, is what they specifically say. I think that means buy Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin keeps going up over time, they literally pay back the loans with Bitcoin gains, and it's an infinite money glitch, and this is why MSTR is so highly valuated. So GameStop could literally become a game changer, and it's a long-term hold in my personal opinion. This thing is wild. If GameStop does confirm that they are buying more Bitcoin, that is going to be absolute confirmation that they're copying the MicroStrategies playbook. Yo, I don't know if you guys can check that out more if you guys want. All right, here we go. All right, so I also want to point out a few things. You guys can see that GameStop is making a higher low here. That's bullish. SPY should see some recovery before pulling back. That's what I believe. What type of week did crypto have? Was it red or green? Crypto had a slight, it was literally red 0.1%. So if it was just like a tiny hair higher, even like $1 higher, because that $1 for Bitcoin, that would have been enough. It would have been green. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Green weekly MACD. I think Bitcoin goes higher. I think Bitcoin goes higher. We're decoupled, baby. All right, let's get this show on the road. This beat is crazy. This beat is sick. All right, we're gonna try this one take only. It's gonna be hard. I don't know if I can do it. And I can't even edit my videos right now. So if I mess up, I'm screwed. Let's see if we can do it, man. All right. We got to try to make a video live, guys. It's going to be hard. I got to do it now, too, because it's getting late. I got to try to keep it short. That way I don't mess it up. But this week's going to be so insane. All right, so here are the points I'm covering. We have global instability right now. We also have instability in the U.S. A lot of uncertainty. A lot of fear. Bitcoin is decoupling, I think, or has fully decoupled. Bitcoin made a new all-time high while SPY did not. Remember, SPY and NASDAQ just made a lower high. They're starting to pull back. It's almost the top, or it is the top in my personal opinion. If NASDAQ confirms this is a lower high, that's it, bro. Bitcoin decoupled. Bitcoin made a higher high just on 5/22. SPY has topped out since 2/19. And so has NASDAQ. And if Bitcoin was following NASDAQ, as some people say it does, then why is NASDAQ low made a low? A lower high, I mean. All right. We also have a short week. There's a lot of info here. It's a short week. And this is also the week where we have the June 20th expiration date, guys. So we're going to find out if it's something or nothing. All right, let's get the show on the road. All right. I'm ready. Also, thank you guys for the super chats. Brian, I emailed you back. You will get taken care of, don't worry. Everyone always gets in. And thank you, Ruben, for the Father's Day super chat. So, Brian, I emailed you back, and thank you, Ruben. All right. Shout out Gary, Nana, Roaring. Got 2 Garys in the chat right now. 8801, what's up? 52 people in the building. What's good with you? How you feeling? All right, so if you guys are watching right now, please hit the like button on the stream. And also, when the video drops, make sure you check it out because you might have missed something. Okay, you might have missed something, and it helps me out. Hit the like button when this thing drops, okay? All right, let's get this party on the road. What's good, bro? Testing. All right. What is up, fam? You are back. This is your weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice. Should not be taken as set to top in the charts, facts, and data for stocks and crypto right about now. So, this week is going to be absolutely insane, all right? This week's going to be crazy. This is not 100% confirmed, but I think OPEX is this week. But we also have Fed interest rate decision, a Fed press conference, FOMC, housing starts, building permits, okay? This all happens on Wednesday. And it is a short week, okay? You guys know how AMC and GME can often get gamma ramps on short weeks because we have one less day, which squeezes everything tighter and potentially provides a gamma ramp if we can see movement to the upside. I don't want to get you guys too hyped. Also, this week is the week we're going to find out is the June 20th expiration date where we see this massive mountain of calls. And then even the week after, we see higher calls as well. Is this a nothing burger or are we going to get a massive gamma ramp? The gamma ramp's here. All we have to do is start moving up, okay? So we're going to break that down in this video, what it all means and what we're looking at right now. Let's go ahead and hop into AMC and GME, show you guys what's going on. And then when we get into the stock market, I'll show you guys some news as well. And we'll break down also some more events going on. But remember, this is a short week here, and we will be closed on Thursday, June 19th. All right, we're closed. Market is fully closed for that day. So here's what we're looking at for GME. I'm going to show you guys right away what we could expect here and on Monday. I think we could see a little bit of excitement pre-market pushing to the upside, but I think we need to confirm 22.25 as support, and that's what I think we're going to do here in the morning on Monday, and then we'll be able to move up if we can confirm that level of support, okay? So I think that's what we're going to do, and I think that's what we need to do to see more upside. We want to see GameStop back above 23.15. Once we get back above 23.15, that should signify that, yes, we indeed have bottomed, and we should start to push up more quickly after we get above that level of 23.15. Now, GameStop has multiple gap fills on the daily time frame. We have a gap fill here and a gap fill here. This means GameStop will return to the upside. Also, we are outside the Bollinger Bands on the daily time frame. You guys can see when price goes outside of the bands, it likes to go back inside of the bands. Price likes to stay inside of the bands. So when it's outside of the bands, that means it's overbought or it's oversold. We are outside of the bands right now, and RSI is literally oversold on the daily time frame. If you buy while RSI is oversold on the daily time frame, again, not financial advice, but if you look out throughout history, like right here, if you would have bought this dip, you could see massive movement to the upside. Now, GameStop also does have something else crazy going on right now because cost to borrow has spiked to the upside. It's at 3.31%, and they only have 1.1 million short shares. Okay, this is interesting. Why? Because last time we seen cost to borrow go this high, you need to look at the numbers on the side of your screen. Last time we seen cost to borrow go this high. Now, it did go higher during this time, but it started around that 3 level. You guys can see was on 5.3, 5.5, or 5.3, 5.7, 5.9. Well, let's go ahead and look what happened on those dates right here. If you look at the bottom of your guys' screen, you guys can see 5.3, 5.4, 5.6, 5.9. All of those dates is when GameStop absolutely started to pump. So we are seeing cost to borrow spike. If cost to borrow remains high, that's going to be a clear indication that price most likely is going to continue up with it. So keep an eye on this. Cost to borrow sitting at 3.31%. I want to see what cost to borrow looks like here going into this week, here on Monday and beyond. If it continues to go up, that's a very good indication that price most likely will go up. And as I said in the beginning of the video, we do have that gamma ramp on both AMC and GME here for this week. This has been the week we've been eyeing up because we've seen an unusual amount of calls being bought and extremely high strike prices. You guys can see here for AMC, as high strike prices as high as $27. A mountain of calls, open interest over a few bit of puts. This is here for AMC. And then that same thing is happening here for GME. If you look at the options chain, you guys can see there's a mountain of calls over a little bit of puts. And you guys can see we have a strike price as high as 125 and 120 here for GME. So is this going to give us a gamma ramp? Is this going to be a nothing burger? We are going to find out this week. But this week, with having all of these setups, it could literally get crazy. This is a unique setup because we have a unique events happening right now, and they're all taking place on 1 week. Not only is this a short week, not only do we have the gamma ramp set up, not only do we have FOMC and interest rates, things that can create volatility and liquidity crunches, but we have all of these things coming together on the same date. So this week is going to be insane. Also, if we look just a week out on the options chain, you guys can see there's a lot of calls as well. Strike price is not nearly as high, but it's like they're expecting a move up and then potentially down. Strike price is as high as $61 heading into the June 27th expiration date here for GME. Now, as far as AMC is concerned, AMC looks like it's bottoming in my personal opinion as well. AMC had this big push to the upside after bottoming off at 245 when I called that out, when we had this falling wedge and bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. RSI was trending up, price was trending down. I told you guys that AMC was going to flatten out, correct up in a big way, and it has done so. Now the next step is taking place where I believe AMC makes a higher low, and that will allow AMC to push up and continue to the upside. What we need to do is confirm 315 as support. This is a major level of support and resistance. We need to confirm it as support, and if we are able to do that, we'll be able to push up to this gap fill. Similar to GME, AMC also has some gap fills here to the upside, and these are on the daily time frames. These are important gap fills. So this gap fill starts here for AMC starting at 325, going all the way up to about 328, almost 329. And I think we're going to see that filled this week. So all of this being said, I do think that AMC and GME will easily be able to see recovery and easily be able to have a green week for both AMC and GME for this week. The thing that we do have to worry about is the overall market. The overall market is going to be pulling back, in my personal opinion, and that could provide a headwind for AMC and GME. People often get mistaken when I say about SPY dumping could cause a massive pump or squeeze for the meme stocks. When I say SPY dumping, I mean absolutely capitulating, okay? So again, I'm just using it as an example, but Volkswagen squeezed while SPY was absolutely capitulating. I showed you guys the charts 100 times. I'm not going to go ahead and show you guys that again, but we would have to see something like this. Days or weeks of bleeding for SPY, and then we could get margin calls. When this was happening, I reported on my Twitter/X. You guys can follow me there and look as I do report these things. I reported that margin calls were heavy around this time. So if you see continuous downside, continuing bleeding, that's when you could see some serious action for AMC and GME if a margin call went into place and triggered a potential short squeeze, especially if AMC and GME were going against the market and the price was rising as the market was falling. That would be a huge recipe for a disaster for short. So that is what I mean when it comes to dumping. I'm not talking about 1 day of pullback of like a 3% drawdown. I'm talking about a 10, 20, 15% drawdown in days or weeks of bleeding could cause serious liquidity issues where you could see margin calls, and then that could potentially help squeeze the shorts. Now, Again, back to AMC, I think we need to just confirm this 315. I think this is what we're going to be doing this week, and then moving up back towards over this gap fill. AMC, the one thing I am worried about is they do have a decent amount of short shares here for AMC. At time of recording right now, you guys can see that they have, for AMC, 4 million short shares here for AMC, and cost of borrow sitting at 0.62%. We want to see cost of borrow go higher for AMC as well. They've been shorting heavily. You guys can see that here with the engraved volume bars. That's the short volume. So they've been shorting heavily, so cost of borrow should rise. We want to see cost of borrow spike like GME. GME has high cost of borrow and not that many shorts available to short. Was sitting at only, at time of recording, I believe it's at 1.1 million at time of recording, and 3.31% short interest or cost of borrow. So that is bullish here for GME. Now we're going to go ahead and move into the overall stock market. I do think we're going to see a green week for AMC and GME. Let's go ahead and talk about SPY and show you guys what's going on with SPY, and then we'll move into Bitcoin and crypto and wrap up this weekly outlook and prediction. So again, the main things going on with SPY, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty right now, and I'll show you guys why. But retail sales month over month, that's going to be popping off here on Tuesday. And then the big thing is all on Wednesday. Okay, we have multiple data drops starting at 8:30 all the way into 2:30 p.m. This is Eastern Standard Time. But building permits, housing starts, Fed interest rate decision, FOMC, and Fed press conference all happening on Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, the market is going to be closed on Thursday, so the day after we're going to be closed. So the traders are going to be wanting to get in their trades on Wednesday. It is going to be crazy this week. So either sit on your hands or prepare for massive volatility if you are going to be trading SPY and the overall market. Things are going to be crazy. Now, also, the thing that you need to have on your radar, as soon as you you type in stock market news, you're seeing the Israel-Iran conflict. I don't want to get into too much because YouTube would demonetize my video and stuff like that. I'm literally just going to report you what's happening. We're seeing destruction on both sides. And I'm not going to get into it too deep. You guys can read here, but it's causing a lot of destruction, and the U.S. is backing Israel, so this could potentially bring the U.S. into a conflict, and that's why it's so important to keep this on your radar. I know it's happening overseas, but the U.S. is directly linked with Israel, so Israel having problems could potentially lead us to having problems very, very quickly, and President Trump has already stated that he will be backing Israel, and he's made his intentions clear. So this is something to keep on your radar. That's why we're seeing a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Also, the tariffs are still in play. Even though things are still getting worked out, the tariffs still have to come in play, and we also have to see how they're going to affect us economically. So again, with all of that fear and uncertainty, I think that investors are going to be trying to exit. And I think that's why we've seen this huge pump to the upside on SPY, because this is being used as an exit liquidity. So we had this huge rally up as they were having the AI bubble, getting everything overvaluated. Then you've seen this big crash to the downside. Then we've seen this massive mega pump making a rising wedge, which I'm going to show you guys here on NASDAQ, which is now breaking down. And I told you guys once that happened, that's going to be when SPY really starts to roll over. So you guys can see we got this big push up. I think since we made this lower high, and this is confirming as the top, like I said, we would make a lower high, we're going to see a potential, when it's all said and done, this could be months from now, a lower low, ladies and gentlemen. I believe SPY is about to tumble in a big way, okay? If you go ahead and look at what's going on here for NASDAQ, you guys can see we have this rising wedge. Rising wedge is now officially breaking down on NASDAQ. NASDAQ making this bearish gravestone doji here on the daily time frame. Did make a gap fill to the upside that will need to be filled at some point, but there's multiple gap fills to the downside, and we are finally breaking down on this rising wedge. What do I think we could see for SPY specifically? I think we could see a similar setup to last week, where you see bullishness in the beginning of the week, but heading into Wednesday, and then obviously not Thursday because the market is closed, but Friday in the later half of the week, we're going to see bearishness. So again, be ready, as I think SPY is going to be coming down in my overall opinion, and we're going to be seeing a red week for SPY. Now, what we could see here on Monday is a bit of recovery. Right now, if you go ahead and look at futures, they're kind of going back and forth between red and green, slight, basically flat as of right now. I think we'll see a little bit of recovery, and then we're going to drop down in the morning, drop underneath 597.87, probably start to push up, find a bottom, but I think overall we're going to be coming down. Again, what I think we're going to be seeing for this week is a potential move up, maybe even as high as 600 or 602, but that is where we're going to get rejected and move down in a big way. Again, making a lower high and then coming down as this rising wedge for NASDAQ begins to break down. So I'm going to have to go ahead and predict an overall red week for SPY. Remember your data drops and remember your information as far as the news and what to be watching. And I will be live, so put the bell notification on so you know when I go live, and that way you guys can have the information right as it does come out. Now we're going to go ahead and move into Bitcoin and crypto, and then we're going to wrap up this video. So I think Bitcoin has fully detached from NASDAQ. I broke this down on the live stream. If you guys watch the live stream, I really appreciate it. But I broke it down on the live stream. Bitcoin has made higher highs while NASDAQ has not made higher highs. Okay, so normally people say Bitcoin follows NASDAQ, and that's the argument. You guys can see NASDAQ has topped out here way back in 2024. Okay, NASDAQ's high, it was way back here in 2024, and Bitcoin continues to make higher highs. Recent all-time high as early here as 2025. 521. So I believe Bitcoin has fully demonstrated that it's decoupled from the stock market, and the fact that GameStop is holding Bitcoin, I forgot to mention this on the GameStop side of things, this is going to help GameStop out as well, especially if they do follow MicroStrategy's and copy MicroStrategy's what they're doing, how I broke down in the short video, copy the way that they're doing things and do the MicroStrategy's basically infinite money glitch where they get low interest loans, buy Bitcoin goes up over time, and then they pay back those loans. Again, MicroStrategy is a hugely highly evaluated company, so that could be a game changer for GameStop. Again, this is why you want to watch the whole entire video, because these are tied together. Now, as far as Bitcoin is concerned, something I am a little bit worried about is a potential double top here. So I want to see if Bitcoin can hold this 104 level. If Bitcoin can hold 104.1, I think we will be good for a potential continuation to the upside. But I really want to keep an eye on the BTC fractal here that I've gotten. This Bitcoin fractal is absolutely tracking, as well as the technicals that we put out as well. But you guys can see we have this fractal here for BTC. I want to see if we consolidate here above 100K / 95K. I think we're going to make a consolidation range above that, and that is going to bring an altcoin season. Again, I broke this down on many other videos, but normally when you see Bitcoin have a massive pump to the upside and then start to consolidate, making a floor, not potentially higher highs, but making an overall floor consolidating, similar to what you've seen here and here, that's when you get those crazy altcoin seasons. So don't expect to see your altcoins pop off unless Bitcoin really starts to move. If Bitcoin really starts to move, then you could see your favorite altcoins pop off. So this is what we're looking at for Bitcoin and crypto. Again, I think Bitcoin is going to continue to consolidate above this 100 to 95K range. And I think that we will hit my price targets here for this 115, 125K here before 2026 when it is all said and done. So I don't see a reason to see Bitcoin crash or anything like that. If you did see SPY pull back, you could see Bitcoin pull back temporarily, but I think overall Bitcoin has decoupled from stocks. And if we were to see crazy things happening, because notice there's a lot of instability, a lot of fear right now, Bitcoin is holding up. So again, I think if things get crazy, Bitcoin will be able to perform fine. But if you do see Bitcoin start to dump, altcoins are going to dump hard. If you see Bitcoin start to pump, then altcoins are going to pump hard. Again, Bitcoin dominance is so high that it literally controls the whole entire market right now. Bitcoin dominance sitting at a staggering 61.5% right now. You guys can see that here at the top of your screen. And this is something you need to keep a track of in order to know if it's going to be an altcoin season or not. If it's going to be an altcoin season, then Bitcoin dominance is going to be coming down. You want to see Bitcoin dominance underneath at like 50 to 45%, and then that would be more appropriate for an altcoin season. Also, Ethereum dominance would be higher in an altcoin season as well. So this is why I do not think we are there yet, but I don't think Bitcoin is going to come crashing down, taking altcoins with it. So I think there's potential to see basically Bitcoin make a slightly higher high, and then altcoins have some gains before we probably go into either a mini bear market or drawdown. And that's where you do want to be taking profits before that does happen. So this is what we're looking at for crypto and altcoins. Let me know some altcoins you guys want to see me cover in the comments down below. Again, continually, I say it over and over again, I think Ethereum is undervalued. Right now, Ethereum is consolidating at 2.5K. I think Ethereum could easily see a move up, especially if Bitcoin starts to move to the upside. If you see Ethereum break above like 3.2K holding those levels, that's going to be a very, very good sign, as we would be breaking out of this overall macro accumulation range if we were able to get at those levels and hold that. And if Ethereum were able to do that, then I think a new all-time high would be appropriate for ETH. So again, I don't think that's going to happen unless Bitcoin makes that high of 115, 125K and or consolidates. But I don't think the crypto bull run is over just yet. We haven't seen that euphoria, that crazy, basically where everything, the word crypto makes money, altcoins pumping. We haven't seen that yet. And I'm not saying that that has to come, but we haven't seen that yet. So I think there's still time left in the Bitcoin bull run. And then just quickly before we wrap up, just more evidence to prove that. If you look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart, you guys can see that we're still in the buy sections. So you guys can see the color buy right here. We're still in the buy for BTC. So we haven't gotten into those crazy breakout zones, bubble territory yet here for crypto and altcoin. So this is what I'm looking at. This was your weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. If you watch the end of the video, thank you so much, because few people watch to the end and I appreciate it so much. If you find this video informative, hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and happy Father's Day out there to all the fathers. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, did I get it? Did I get it? I'm trying to think if I made any mistakes. All right, cool. The one thing I missed is the GameStop stuff with the convertible notes and stuff like that. But that's why you got to watch the stream, because there's really so much to talk about that I can't talk about it all on the videos. That's why the streams are so much more important. I wouldn't say more important, because the videos are very concise as far as the amount of data I cram into them. But the lives, I can really dive into things and figure out, exactly what I want to say. And I'm not like pressured trying to get it all in one take. I should probably just use this new phone to edit the videos. I use my phone to actually edit the videos. I don't use a computer. But this phone's so full of stuff now, and I have important stuff on there. So I'm having a hard time with space, deleting space. I've deleted everything I could, and it's still full. There's a lot of music on there that I use for the live streams. There's important pictures on there. There's important files on there. Thank you guys for watching, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a happy Father's Day, man. I'm going to be uploading this video. And I will see you guys on Monday. Put the bell notification on so you know when I go live. I can't believe Bitcoin was only read 0.1%. That's not even real. Literally 0.1%, dude. It's already having a green week. It's up 0.4% now. Green week for AMC and Jamie, man. We definitely, I think AMC is bottom this 315. Multiple gap fills to the upside. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Peace. Thanks for watching, everyone. What's up, fam? You are back. This is your 6/16. Bitcoin. All right, y'all. I'll see you on Monday. Thank you guys for being here. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Video is uploading. Shouldn't take too long to upload. Shouldn't take too long. Should be before 8:30. Definitely should be before 8:30. Looks like nightly hours have opened. GameStop is up 1.45%. AMC's up 6%. Or 64%. I'm sorry. 0.64. 0.64. This is night. I'm going to just show it real quick. Not leave it because I'll get glitched here. So GameStop. AMC is 316. GameStop 22.46. This really doesn't mean much. The extended or the 24-hour trading doesn't mean much. After hours doesn't mean that much, and it means even less than that. So take that for what you will. Put the bell notification on. I'll see y'all later.